265 Lowell. This the groove spacing is exactly 4 inches on center. We need to replace this entire area. Obviously pull this off as you need to. Replace this, and then for these ones we'll just cut this up, whatever you think, wherever it gets soft, 12, 16 inches, and really match those grooves up. I want it to look good from the street. I want it to look the same. And then I don't want to paint this whole house right now, or maybe we should, I don't know, maybe just the front. I'll let you know on that, but I'll either get a paint match or we'll do white and gray. We got more of this beadboard stuff. I'd like to remove this entire casing and door. There's drywall on the other side. Insulate this, and then get another sheet of 4-inch spacing. I'm going to call it beadboard. This softened fascia, I need you to go around the entire house and weatherproof this. This board is getting soaking wet because there's nothing there. I would probably just paint it. If you preferred, we could do aluminum, slide that up in there, but let's do the entire fascia. This needs to get painted. You can't see it, but it's like chipping away, and it's a high water penetration area. You see all that? So we got to do the fascia. This was not done properly in the first place. That looks like a 1x8 or a 1x10. Yeah, that's a 1x8. So we need to get some 1x8, and then you're gonna have to design something, but we need to get this extended out to here, and then we need another 1x8 here. So you might need to put some framing members in. Whoever did this roof was not good at roofing. There's some weird lap going on here. All this has to look clean. You see there? So we need like this should look like a normal house, a 1x8. And then do this right. Again, this is for an appraisal. This is not normal, so we want this to look 10-foot rule. I mean, even a banker can tell this looks messed up. This is not an inspection. We have to caulk and paint everything. You see this, there's gaps in the windows. All right, I need you to glue this back together or stucco it, and then rebuild this, and then paint this entire thing white. I think we're gonna do the front of the house in gray and white, just the front. I know it sounds weird, but that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, we need another 1x8 here. This is actually recessed. The beadboard is outside or further out than that, so I think we should double layer that. That should be outside of that. Pull this piece of crap out. They got some weird piece of aluminum fascia here. This is all crap. They got a register here. I want to cut this up, and there's an exposed wire right there. This air conditioning bracket is completely pointless. It's not doing anything. Get rid of that. So we need this thing watertight. Here we got more 100-year-old expanding foam and more rotted that's a 1x6. Anything that you buy, get treated wood. This needs a whole new sheet. I'm gonna say we need at least 5 pieces of this 4-inch spacing beadboard. Maybe just taking some nice piece of plywood and cover that up a little bit. There's also a gutter here, which is pointless. It's hard to see in the light, but there's no point to that gutter. Might as well tear that down. And then this fascia is all fucked up. That's a 1x6, so we need lots of some 1x6s, some 1x8s. They tried to do a patch job here, but they didn't paint, and we need to kind of fill that with some kind of exterior filler. I usually use it's a DAP product. I forget what it's called, but it's an exterior filler basically. Remove that can cooler or can crusher, and then to be clear, we're just doing white paint all the way up and down here. 10-foot rule. Back here too, just find how much you need, 12 inches, whatever, 8 inches, and snap a chalk line, make a nice straight line, and then when you put everything back in, you're gonna have to just smooth and caulk the hell out of it before you paint it. Do me a favor and reconnect this. This is pretty ridiculous, unreal. This here is the laundry room. That's the washer pipe. So this room here is the laundry room, and that needs work too. Here's an extra little scrap of 1.5 inch PVC if we need it. Okay, so the appraisal called out evidence of mold, quote unquote. So this room is the laundry room. It's right outside the carport, and we need to sheetrock this thing. Let's go ahead and insulate it. There is some there. I don't know if there's more. We'll need some insulation. This is 4, 8, 10 feet. So they said evidence of mold. So we're basically gonna sheetrock this whole room and paint it, put the outlets back together. You'll have to get permission to, they're pretty nice and they can put a lot of this stuff under the carport. There needs a new doorknob here with a lock, single handle. And then this is going to probably need to be covered right there with even foil tape or something. That's a shock hazard, or a piece of thin wood or something. Just fucking, I don't know, just take the 2 screws and just, I guess I could order one. Or I could take the bottom one and move it to the top and then do something with the bottom, less obvious to the eye. There's some damage down here. So this is going to be basically an interior drywall job. This is the attic hatch, so leave that alone. There's more outlets, switch plate, outlet plate, outlet plate, outlet plate, outlet plate. Okay, in the laundry room again, for some reason they called this out as a non-functioning air conditioner. Just remove this fan and close the window and make sure the window's normal. Looks like, this is a Jaloise panel, so we'll need a piece of glass for that. I think it's probably the best solution. There is a bunch of sheetrock here. Do not do more than you need to. This is not mine. The tenant brought this with them. So do not feel like you need to use all that. Just 3-4 sheets, whatever you need in here. In the carport, again, we're just kind of weatherproofing. The only thing I see that really I think is going to mess up the appraisal is just this. Just fill that in with exterior filler. Presto patch, that's what it's called. All right, so there's going to be, I can order some of the basic materials and have them here, but there's going to be a lot of creativity on your part, and you're going to have to, come up with solutions on your own. I don't know if this is going to fall apart or not, and this isn't like normal looking, so maybe you'll take and cut here and there, and then put a normal looking soffit material in there. Probably take this piece of soffit and I don't care if it's the right way. Of course, it's always this way in every other house, but I just don't want it to be wavy with drywall screws and shit. So this is kind of be a little bit of engineering here on this side. And yeah, so maybe a few weeks here. The other thing is that the roof is tarped. I talked to the family that lived here, and there's one branch that hit it. They called FEMA, and FEMA did the whole fucking roof on the right side. So don't feel like the roof is fucked up. It's the holes. I went in the attic and looked at it myself. The hole is like about lined up here, and it's probably, I don't know, 15 feet that way, or maybe 8. You'll see it when you take off the tent. There's only one 2-foot by 2-foot damage spot in the whole roof. So when you pull out the tarp, just have your, a piece of plywood handy or some mammy so that you can patch it overnight if it rains, or a tarp, until we can get the right shingle match in here. So the roof has to be untarped and not leaking. And then also, I'm just noticing now, if you can straighten that out, just bend it back, that'd be cool. So the roof is going to be a bit of an exploration, but it's really not as bad as it looks. They just tarp the whole roof for no reason.